everybody, I wanted to jump back on here and say hi. It's been a rough couple weeks. Sorry I haven't posted. I wanted to post at least once a week, but it's been nuts. I've been having a really hard time with my anxiety, if you can't tell. I just wanted to jump on here and talk a little bit about some of the stuff that we tried when I was younger for my trick, and get back on the topic of my trick. So when I was younger, we tried anxiety medications, anxiety and depression medications, wristbands, hair ties on my wrists, like rubber bands to snap, koosh balls, putting gloves on my hands at night, little things here and there. We tried even bandanas to see if that would work. Trying to cover my head to see if it would work. I'd still find a way around the bandana. I did at one point in time get a wig because being as young as I was with it, I didn't feel like I fit in. So we got me a wig and I didn't like it after a while. I also had a teacher make a comment about it, but it wasn't a snide remark. It was kind of a haha, he doesn't have hair and I've got pretty hair. So it still did damage. It wasn't intentional, but it still did damage. And I didn't wear my wig after that. Later on down the road, I tried it again, and I wore it for a little while, and it didn't feel right. I'm like, it's not my own hair. I want to be able to wear my own hair and, play with it and be able to put it up into ponytails and put hair bands in it and hair clips and be able to do all that. And I didn't own it, I didn't feel comfortable with it. So I stopped wearing them. I'm still working on dealing with my stress. I'm walking every day now, hopefully. I'm going to continue. We had a lot of different things go on when I was younger that, kind of snowballed. But as I said in my previous video, I think it all pinpointed and started with how a teacher reacted to my disabilities and how it set up the mentality for my anxiety, and it kind of fed into it and just made it worse. I definitely think there was a way we could have curbed it and had not gotten to the point that it had. But, back then there wasn't as much information there is now. Trick wasn't well known back then, and now it's, people are hearing more about it. We live in a small town, and as I said in my last video, we had to talk to a doctor down in New York City to find out what it was, and my doctors had some head scratchers there for a little while. As I said in my last video, I had to take medications, and I had to see a counselor to be able to take those medications, being so young. I think the counseling did help. Now that I'm older, I don't really need the counseling because I have a really good support system, and people that let me vent to them, and I let them vent to me. It's all about having someone to be able to talk to that won't pass judgment, or if you need it, to be able to give you, an outside look of what they think you should do, what they would do personally. Yes, it might not work for me, but I could always take it into consideration. Another thing that I wanted to touch base with is mental health around this time in the pandemic. Just because somebody's working or not working doesn't mean that they aren't struggling with their own things. As of right now, I'm struggling with not being able to go and do. I am a busy person. Going to work and coming home and going to work and coming home is really rough. Trying to figure out if I'm going to go and do something that I could possibly get in trouble for. I want to go up to camp, hopefully tomorrow we're going to go get leeks. It's leek season, so we're going to can and cook up some leeks. If you guys don't know what leeks are, they are wild onions. They're about the size of your thumb or smaller. They taste really good with all sorts of food. Venison, which is deer meat, hamburger, steak, roast, you name it, you could probably cook it with it. That or just eating them by themselves. My boyfriend just opened up a can of the ones that we canned last year, and they are awesome. Just eating them by themselves. We put ours in Italian dressing and just can it. And then if you want, like if you're cooking on the grill, you can put it in some aluminum foil and sit it next to whatever you're cooking and, cook up those onions and then put it on whatever you're cooking, like a burger or whatever. But that's what those are. So, wanting to go do that, that's one thing I know I can go do. We're on our own property, but being able to go hiking or, seeing people and visiting people is my issue. I am a people person and I thrive off people's energy. So, still working, yes, I can still interact with people, but with the volume of people that are coming and going in a day, I can't enjoy, having a conversation with somebody. And if I do have the opportunity to, have a conversation with somebody, I have it in the back of my mind, hey, you need to get back to work. There's stuff that needs to be done. But being able to have, that 2 or 3 minute conversation with somebody is essential for me. I need the interaction with people. Not being able to stop over and drop by and see somebody is making a real impact, personally for me. I think that's one of the reasons why my anxiety is so high, is knowing that I can't go and see people. Not just for myself, but, for keeping other people safe. Because I do work in the general public, so, I am in contact with hundreds of people a day. And it makes me very anxious. And some of the things that I used to really enjoy doing, I can't go and do as of right now. Hopefully, the way things are going, maybe we might be able to go and do stuff in a little while, but not being able to go and do is my issue. I can go up to camp, but, on the other hand, it's having the time off work. Hopefully here soon, my birthday's coming up and I'll be able to have the time to go up. I have 3 days coming off, so the day before my birthday, and the day after. So hopefully we'll be able to go up to camp and maybe get up there and ride the four-wheelers and take some time for ourselves, maybe do a little fishing. I think that, as I said earlier, doesn't matter if you're working, not working. The stress and mental health is a really big issue right now in the pandemic. You need to check on your friends. Call them, send them a text, FaceTime them, Zoom them, Duo, whatever you use. Check up on them. They might say they're okay, but they might not be. They might need someone to talk to. They might need to see someone face to face. They might need that voice recognition. Just have a conversation. Mental health right now is going to be a big deal, and I believe that we will get through this, and we will be able to make a better choice of what we do after this. We're going to be more involved in our family lives after all this. We're going to be more involved in checking in on people. We have taken so much stuff for granted. Being connected to our phones and the media, and it sucked a lot of quality things out of our lives. But that's the one big thing that we need right now, is to be connected and to give each other a step up, or just letting people know that you care. There's a lot of things that people don't see that go on behind closed doors, and some of the stuff, and that's one thing that I worry about. I was a TA in school, and a lot of the stuff that I saw with kids coming in and leaving from school, it's scary. Kids coming in fight or flight mode, not knowing when they go home when their next hot meal is going to be, or if they're going to have clean clothes, or if somebody's even going to be home when they get home. So with these schools being closed, it's a really big impact on these kids. And I really worry for kids. And that's another thing that, yes, it's something that I can't really, put on myself, but as the caring person that I am, and being around these kids for almost 3 years, it's jarring to know that we're supposed to be in school right now. These kids are supposed to be, getting breakfast and lunch, and having a teacher to maybe give them a hug when they're having a bad day, or, sitting them down and talking them off the ledge. A lot of these kids come in really rough shape, and their routine at school is their solace. Home is their school school is their home for them. As soon as they get to their actual home, sometimes it's not really what it is. It's not a home for them. But the repetitive, I know what time I'm going to lunch, I know what time I've got science, I know what time I've got math. Some kids have to have extra help with classwork. Some kids struggle, a lot of kids struggle with a lot of the new stuff that's coming out, and these kids don't have the help at home. So we need to be more supportive of, a lot of this stuff isn't what it seems, and we need to make sure that we check up on each other. I just wanted to give you guys an update and touch more on my trick and some of the stuff we've done. I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope to see you back in a week. Have a good day.